Good to see United get off to a winning start. Great to see a good game as well, albeit it petered out a little bit towards the end. We hope for a cracking encounter between two massive sides, two massive European sides, of course, Bayern Munich and AC Milan. The good news is we're going to see plenty of household names in this game. We expect to see, of course, over these 2 days, plenty of world-class players. Milan have brought some big talented players with them. Let's start with Bayern Munich because, of course, they are at home. We're here in the Allianz Arena. A wonderful stadium it is as well, very impressive. And Bayern Munich parade some of their new summer signings as well as, of course, their new manager, Louis van Gaal, who has taken to the helm at Bayern Munich after being appointed during the summer. He's selected his first side here at the Allianz Arena. Hans-Jörg Butt will start in goal, the veteran goalkeeper. Familiar names like Philippe Lahm, who has, of course, been linked with United in many years. Of course, he's been very experienced, but he's only 26 soon. He's about just 25 at the moment. Daniel Van Booten, the defender who played at City for a while as well. He's in the centre defence. Edson Braafheid, one of the new signings. He starts at left back tonight. Interesting to see how he does. A lot of the fans here have come to see him. And also Mario Gomez, who starts up front for Bayern Munich. 30 million euros he cost from Stuttgart. One of the best players in the German league a couple of years ago. But of course, he made a big name for himself by signing for Bayern Munich. There will, of course, be a lot of pressure on him tonight, though, to perform well in front of this home crowd. Names we know well. Hamid Altintop, he'll start in the centre of midfield alongside Mark van Bommel, who is the first non-German captain of Bayern Munich. He'll be wearing the armband again tonight. The Dutch international who's played so many games and so many good performances and scored 2 goals in 2 games against United as well during his time at PSV Eindhoven. He'll be in the centre of the park. A couple of new signings I mentioned, including Daniel Pranjic as well, the player who signed from Croatia, signed from Dutch side as well, Heerenveen. He'll start on the left-hand side of midfield. And Jose Sosa makes up that midfield 4 by starting on the right-hand side. Milan, briefly, familiar names the likes of Zambrotta, Ronaldinho, Mathieu Flamini, who, of course, left Arsenal for Milan a while ago. Alexander Pato as well will play up front. It'll be interesting to see how he does. A lot of people say you either love him or hate him. It'll be interesting to see what he does tonight, see if he gets some goals. And also the experience of Giuseppe Favali and Marek Jankulovski as well in the back 4. 2 strong lineups, should be a good one. The new manager for Bayern Munich, we must touch on Leonardo there, just 39 years of age, World Cup winner himself. He's been there and done it on the biggest of stages. There's quite a lot of pressure when you're in charge of AC Milan, isn't there, when you think about it, particularly when you share a ground with your most bitter of rivals, and they've just beaten you to the title.
Big pressure, and just beat them last week as well. So there's big pressure on the manager, and when you take the job, though, Dave, you know that if you're manager of AC Milan and you don't get results, you're a goner. Same applied to Mourinho when he's gone to Inter Milan. Jose Mourinho knew that if he went there and didn't win things, he'd be gone, he'd be out the door. But fortunately, and probably as we all expected, he is a winner. He's won things for Inter Milan, and it's now the job of the AC Milan manager for his team to get better, let's say, to start with, and be in contention to win the Italian league and do well in the Champions League.
A flurry of transfer activity, of course, around the globe, as there always is in the summer. But one player who Bayern Munich fans perhaps didn't expect to see in this Audi competition, Frank Ribery, they won't see because he is injured. Not because he's been transferred anywhere, even though he's been linked with every club under the sun. He doesn't make it, he's picked up a knee injury. Luca Toni as well will miss out on this tournament after an Achilles injury. But they are parading, Mario Gomez. 33 on his back, 30 million euros he cost. So I think the fans want to see a bit of a return perhaps tonight.
Well, they will do, and you mentioned Frank Ribery there. The talk was he was going here, there and everywhere, and some strange noises coming out of even Bayern Munich to say that he wasn't interested in playing here anymore.
So here we go, 2 European powerhouses go toe-to-toe as the build-up to another season intensifies. Both finished second last term, and both perhaps in a little period of rebuilding under new managers. Whenever you see a fixture with Bayern Munich and AC Milan involved, you always expect action and goals and quality players. The question is, will they all come together to make up a quality match here tonight? A place in the final of the Audi Cup against Manchester United awaits the winners. The wooden spoon showdown, if you like, between whoever loses tonight and Boca Juniors will be on tomorrow.
Well, that is the nightmare for either side here, Dave. The showdown for 3rd and 4th place. It's not where you want to be. You want to be playing Manchester United.
Sir Alex's men have done their job. Now it's up to Zambrotta and co for Milan. And the likes of Ahmed Al-Tintop for Bayern Munich to succeed. Here's Van Bommel, the skipper who spent 6 years with PSV Eindhoven, played with Ji-sung Park as well during that time. A wealth of European experience, as have many of these players on show today. In one of the best arenas in European football as well, only 4 years old, the Allianz Arena. Really pressure on Zambrotta here. It's an early chance to shine here for Bayern Munich as well, and Gomez was sniffing around in the box. It was Daniel Pranjic, one of the new signings, who did most of the spade work there.
Oh, it's good play from Bayern Munich. Nice passing. Quite easily getting through that AC Milan defence. That'll be a little bit worrying for the AC Milan manager.
Well, many fans and pundits alike have been quick to criticise Milan. An ageing squad, some have said. Interesting to see if they can make Bayern work hard, and whether they can stamp their authority on European football this season under Leonardo. Certainly knew how to play the game himself. There's the man that many people feared they would lose here, Frank Ribéry. 14 goals in 32 starts for Munich last season, a vital cog in the wheel. And still just 26 as well. Seems to have been on the lips of football pundits for years and years.
Well, I think that might be part of the press might have played a part in that though, Dave, because I mean, is he as good a player as the 50 or 60 million euros that they're looking for? Probably don't think so. Probably think that's the problem, the price tag.
Philipp Lahm with a cross in. Plenty of physical activity already in this one. It's technically a pre-season friendly, but we've already seen some interesting tackles in the first game between United and Boca. And I'm sure that Louis van Gaal has sent them out ready to rock the Allianz Arena here. Here's Zambrotta, Champions League winner with Barcelona. Trying to burst forward and escape the clutches of Pranjic. Sign of things to come, perhaps, Lou.
Well, I've seen Zambrotta in the past, Dave, and getting forward is his probably strongest point of his game. Slowed up a little bit, though, in the last couple of years.
Here goes Gomez. Easily ghosting away from Nesta. Decent ball into the middle as well. Thomas Muller with Prowling. And that might be another worrying indication of the lack of pace in this ageing defence for Milan. Nesta was left for dead there.
No, I don't think there's any doubt about a lack of pace now in that Milan defence. Zambrotta's not as quick as he used to be. Certainly Nesta, as we've just seen there, Dave, not as quick. But good signs from Gomez.
Pirlo and Van Bommel going toe-to-toe there. And interesting, the player who emerged with the ball there, Flamini, might have an important part to play in this. Gomez with the strike. And Storari was farther from comfortable in the Milan goal. All the early movement coming from Munich. But here goes Pato on the charge. Oh, it's a real mistake, and Pato doesn't make the most of it. Both goalkeepers looking unsure. And Hans-Jörg Butt, the veteran there, almost handing Milan an early lead.
Oh, just panics a little bit, Pato. Great opportunity for him to head the ball in net, or even take it on his chest and smash it into the back of the net with his left or right foot, but attempted header just lacked power.
And perhaps lacked a bit of composure there as well.
Lacked a bit of composure.
Hans-Jörg Butt is 6'3", so you'd have thought he'd be comfortably tall enough to take that one.
Well, he's a little bit young and inexperienced, Pato, Dave, but he's certainly a player for the future. There's another one that was a lot of talk about him leaving Milan during the summer months.
Well, it's interesting to see the Bayern Munich keeper early on getting into trouble, because as we see Pranjic lying prone on the deck, Stefan Effenberg, former Bayern Munich player, says that they will regret not signing a new goalkeeper.
Well, the crowd are not happy with this, but as you see there, he gets the ball, all right, and gets Gomez after it. The home crowd whistling, they're not happy.
Well, you could argue that Flamini is the player that Arsenal never replaced, and perhaps why they have struggled in the Premier League since his departure. Certainly left his mark on Gomez.
Half time.
Rather aimless ball forward from Holger Badstuber, the young centre-back for Bayern Munich. Many people turned up to see Luca Toni tonight as well, but he has an Achilles problem. Much talked about striker who got a goal every 2 games last season for Bayern Munich.
Well, you're right, Dave. He's got an unbelievable goal-scoring record, but again, his performances last year, you speak to any of the Bayern supporters, and I was speaking to some of them before the game, weren't too happy with his overall contribution throughout the season. But can score, can hit the back of the net. I'm talking about hitting the back of the net. Another player who we're not seeing at this moment in time, Inzaghi. Held a regular place down for AC Milan last season. I mean, he's well into his 30s now. I think he's one of the...
He's 36 in just over a week, in fact, Inzaghi, and is one of 16 substitutes on the team sheet for AC Milan. One of the players who's not on that team sheet, in fact, is Clarence Seedorf. He's still on the bench, so I wonder if it's more than 16. You might need a new sheet of paper for your team lineups a bit later on, Lou.
And there was talk before the competition started that they were only allowed 3 substitutes from every team, but they changed that before the competition started.
There goes Gomez. Sosa picking up the ball back to Altintop. It was certainly a decent strike. It was Nesta who took all of the pace out of it.
Well, I know it's early on, Dave, but Gomez is looking lively. It's a wonderful crack at goal about 10 minutes ago and involved in almost all the build-up play for Bayern.
Sosa, who caused a bit of the damage there, will take the corner. And it's a very crowded box as well. Plenty to aim at. And misses everybody.
How much did you say Gomez cost? Was it 30 odd million?
30 million euros, yeah. He has mentioned this Audi Cup. He says he holds it in the highest regard. He's called it the pinnacle of preparations. Whether or not it's going to be that for Bayern Munich, we wait and see. 8 minutes on the clock, and so far the best of the opportunities falling to the head of the striker Alexander Pato for Leonardo's team after the error from Hans-Jörg Butt.
Well, they really should have scored and put Milan in front, but on the evidence of play, don't really deserve that. I've got a feeling, Dave, we're going to be playing Bayern Munich tomorrow night in the final.
Here's Altintop. Philipp Lahm, always a willing runner on that side. Plenty to aim at as well. Nice little flick. It'll fall here. In the end, it was Favali who was one of the players back there to help out. Sosa was in there trying to pick up any scraps. Like a promising opening for him as well. AC Milan seem quite happy to let Bayern play, but they're certainly dictating the early stages of this game.
I think they're asking for trouble with just sitting back and allowing Bayern to come at them.
Badstuber to Mark van Bommel. 15 trophies in his career. Success has followed him around. He's looking for a bit more with Munich now. Good play again. Lahm away. Gomez wants the ball. Very nearly gets the ball. It's Terrari whose handling this time was assured.
Oh, if the ball had been better from Philipp Lahm, that would have been 1-0 Bayern. Another good move from the home side. Lovely through ball. Looks offside there, but the referee's assistant a couple of yards away from it. Just the final ball.
Certainly making some good inroads into that Milan defence.
Didn't quite happen too easy, Dave.
Well, exactly right, and it didn't quite happen for either of these teams that way last season. Not only did AC Milan here miss out on the title, but to rub salt into the wounds, the rivals and San Siro roommates Inter Milan won it by 10 points as well. suppose you could say Leonardo doesn't have too much to lose after a season like that for Carlo Ancelotti, but of course he's now at Chelsea.
I don't think it would have taken much convincing for Ancelotti to leave Milan, Dave. I think he felt he'd take him as far as he could, and a much better opportunity was awaiting him at Stamford Bridge.
Flick on from Gomez, almost into the path of Pranjic. Drops here to Flamini. Now Ronaldinho. After winning the European and World Player of the Year titles back-to-back, he's kind of dropped off the radar a little bit. There goes Sosa, now it's Altinto. Space for the shot, instead he finds Sosa again. And there's the opening goal, and it's a great finish as well. It's the youngster Thomas Müller who has taken the place in the team of Frank Ribery. The crowd weren't sure what to make of that. They might think twice about him now. It's 1-0 Bayern.
Well, that's a wonderful, well-worked goal from Bayern Munich. Lovely play, great pass, and all starts with Ronaldinho actually losing the ball in midfield. Look at his effort to try and get it back. Certainly not good enough from a player of his quality. Cantering back he was. Great ball down the side. Lovely pass into Müller, into the back of the net. No more than Bayern Munich deserve.
Well, it has been coming. And it was well finished off when it did come.
I think I said to you last night, Dave, out for a meal, that Ronaldinho in America was an absolute disgrace. He was just walking about the pitch, throwing his hands up in the air. And really, if I'd have been one of his teammates, I wouldn't have been too pleased with him. And he seems to have started this game in the same manner. Just walking around, and he lost the ball there to start with, which resulted in him conceding a goal.
It's an interesting team lineup, though, for Milan, isn't it? With Pato and Ronaldinho playing as the two strikers, but they're not really centre forwards, are they? You've got people like Inzaghi on the bench who fit that role a lot better.
I don't think you can play Ronaldinho anywhere else now, Dave. I think he's lazy, and you know, you can't afford to play him in midfield. He won't track runners down. You saw there, as soon as he lost the ball, couldn't get back to retrieve it, and as a result, his team had conceded a goal.
Still just 29. Ronaldinho, and a decent record last season, 10 in 18 starts for Milan, but certainly to blame partly for that goal. And Thomas Müller with the best possible start to his pre-season after just 5 substitute appearances last season in the team. Gets his chance in the absence of Frank Ribery tonight. Gomez, nice little touch into Pranjic, back to Gomez. Müller is ahead of him. And it was Nesta who had a little nibble at his ankles there.
Well, I must say, there's only 13 and a bit minutes on the clock, and this fella, number 33, Gomez, has been very impressive. Big, strong, powerful centre forward.
Well, there's plenty of willing takers of this free kick, including Van Bommel, the captain, Altinto, all taking aim at Marco Storari, who only played once for Fiorentina last season. So he will be desperate to fight his way into the #1 shirt for AC Milan. He's going to have some work to do here.
We've already seen the best free kick of the evening, Dave, in the previous game.
A wonderful blockbuster from Anderson. Who's going to hit this? Looks like Altinto. Bit of gamesmanship from Alexander Pato here. It is Altinto. Well, the idea was right, just faded away at the last moment. Not known for his goals.
Well, if they kept this on target, it could have been a problem for the keeper. Way off target.
Well, just to what you were alluding to before there, Anderson's free kick was fantastic, wasn't it? Set United on the way to a great victory against Boca Juniors. Also a first United goal on debut for Antonio Valencia. Another strong challenge from Flamini. And the referee, Gunter Perl, who is local from Munich, was not too happy with that one. Next one, he might be in a bit of trouble.
Well, I think the next one, he certainly will be in trouble, Dave. Give him the benefit of the doubt with the first tackle. This was the second one. I think the referee's got this one spot on. Next time he could go in the book.
Plenty for Sosa to aim at, including Gomez there. Dangerous ball in, could have gone anywhere. The keeper was all over the place and the defence weren't even up to the pace of the ball. Muller was the target that time. It'll drop here to Van Bommel. Well, the AC Milan defence have had a very uncomfortable first quarter of an hour.
Well, it's not normally the case with Italian teams. Defending is normally the tops at that, but certainly this defence, we've seen already, well, 16 minutes gone, we've conceded a goal. Really should have conceded one there.
Here's Braafheid, one of the new signings from FC 20. Van Booten out to Lahm. Touch from Sosa, took it away from Muller. Still battling away to get it back and finds Gomez. Certainly caught the eye, Thomas Muller, in the opening stages here.
Well, Muller and Gomez have looked good early on, giving the Milan defence all sorts of problems.
This Bayern side were beaten to the title by Wolfsburg last season. 2 points the difference between winners and runners-up in the Bundesliga. Here's Gomez. Tin top to Van Bommel. Quite happy to just sit there and shield the Bayern defence. Pranjic back to Braafheid. This Audi Cup being held for the first time to celebrate the 100th birthday of the Audi brand. And the 4 teams involved with 79 league titles between them. When this was arranged, everyone was looking for quality. And so far, the goals we've seen have all been quality.
I think there's plenty more still to come in the competition, Dave. Certainly, I think there's more goals to come in this game.
One-way traffic at the moment, though, isn't it? AC Milan not really getting started yet.
Well, I saw most of the games in America before this game, and to be honest with you, they didn't get started in any of them. I mean, certainly must be worrying for the new manager. You've got a team that can't get going, can't get a result, and we've only been playing 18 minutes here tonight, and by the home side by far look the better side.
Here goes Braafheid against Zambrotta. And the Italian couldn't keep up with the player from the Suriname. Had to haul him down to stop him. And another free kick in a dangerous position here.
Well, in years gone by, Dave, there's no way an Italian team would concede free kicks from this area. They'd track you down, they'd stay with you, but the one thing they wouldn't do would give away silly free kicks. And that from Zambrotta was silly.
So Pranjic over the ball. Gomez lurking again. That was in towards the 6'5" giant frame of Daniel Van Booten. Still with Pranjic. Muller on the end of it. It's Gomez. And those two are certainly striking up quite a partnership.
Oh, I think it's a corner, surely. Referee's given a goal kick. Gomez thinks it's a corner. It's a great ball in. You're right, Dave. Muller, Gomez. I think the first time tonight you've mentioned the two. I don't think it'll be the last either.
Well, many people perhaps worried when they saw that the likes of Ribery and Tony were injured, but those two are certainly putting in a very good shift. Here's Abate, the first time he's really got a chance to run at Braafheid. Back to Pato, who does like to float about quite a lot, just like Ronaldinho. No real central focal point for Milan at the moment up front. Jankulovski. In towards Abate. Back out towards Flamini, but away by Sosa. Here's Van Bommel. German side more than comfortable in possession at the moment. Out towards Braffheid. Caught on it by Abate, though. Now here goes Pato. Options right and left. Ronaldinho's in the middle. They're outnumbered there by 7-3. Milan.
Well, Pato was looking for support from midfield, looking for a teammate just to join him. Like you said, Dave, outnumbered 7-3.
It's interesting, you've been mentioning the games in America that Milan just played. They lost to Club America by 2-1. They lost to Chelsea by 2-1. They lost to Inter by 2-0. That will have certainly hurt Leonardo and co. Only 2 goals scored in those 3 games and 6 conceded, and that's very un-Italian-like, isn't it?
Well, it is, and I think the disturbing thing about the performances where it was half-hearted performances. You're sure you can lose games pre-season and you'll be a little bit unlucky, but they weren't unlucky in any of them. Even the game you mentioned, Club America, completely outplayed for most of the game. You know, for a team from Serie A to be outplayed by a team called Club America just really isn't on.
Pato and Ronaldinho combining again. Here's Pirlo. A player who really tries to pull all the strings for Milan. 30 years old now, won the Champions League at Old Trafford back in 2003. Many people thought he was on his way to Chelsea or perhaps our friends at Eastlands over the summer. Mind you, most people have been talked about in those quarters. Here's Ronaldinho. Now Pato. Crowded out by Van Bommel. Now Gomez. For once, Muller and Gomez not on the same wavelength.
Yeah, it's the first time in this game they haven't been. Certainly looks a decent partnership up front. And up to now, can't really say the same about the Milan partnership. They've never really got going. Pato, Ronaldinho.
One thing Milan will, of course, miss this season is the Kaká factor. 16 goals in 31 starts for Milan last season. £59 million in the bank, but a few goals worse off with Rossoneri this season. Here's Pato trying to fill the void left by his Brazilian teammate. And again, 3 defenders back to face him. And he panicked a little bit.
Well, he did panic there, but, you know, Ronaldinho's about 10-15 yards behind him, almost standing still. And I'm just looking at him now. He's just walking about the pitch, looks as if he hasn't got a care in the world. I mean, this is pre-season. It's all about building your game up, building your fitness up and getting about and pushing yourself a little bit. I think there's problems once again this season for Milan.
Well, there'll certainly be some rumblings in the crowd, because while Milan have lost the services of Shevchenko, Beckham, Maldini and Kaká, the sole signing for Gucci Onyewu. Don't think they've sold too many Onyewu shirts so far in the Milan club shop. And fans aren't too happy that they haven't seen many big names arrive at the San Siro. Onyewu is on the bench, signed from Standard Liège, and of course we know him from his brief stint at Newcastle. Not too much for Louis van Gaal to worry about so far.
No, not so far. He'll be delighted with the opening 24 minutes. Team are in front. Could have been further in front with a little bit more luck in front of goal.
A wealth of experience for the manager who turns 58 a week on Saturday. 16 trophies in his personal cabinet, including the Champions League title with Edwin van der Sar at Ajax in 1995. Here's Van Bommel. Look at Braffheid in acres of space on this side. Zambrotta not even close to him. Needs a decent ball and didn't have one.
No, but there's acres of room on this left-hand side. Really, the position of Zambrotta there was poor. Tucking in alongside his centre-halves. Giving Braffheid plenty of room. Cross wasn't the best.
Just got a brief glimpse of the Bayern Munich bench there, which includes Bastian Schweinsteiger And one of the other new signings, Anatoly Timoshuk, who you may remember played against United in the Super Cup for Zenit St. Petersburg. Also got the experience of Argentinian Martin Di Michelis on the bench. It's easier to say who isn't on the Milan bench. It's well, it's very fun. I think they brought extra chairs in to sit alongside the bench.
If they keep playing the way they're playing at the moment, Dave, some of them on the bench will be on quickly. I'm just looking at Leonardo in the technical area. He's bawling and shouting. He's certainly not happy with the opening 26 minutes. To be honest, there's no reason why he should be. They've been poor in every department.
Bayern very much playing the game at their pace at the moment. Here's Altintop. Now Brafheid. Looking for Gomez. Getting plenty of service. Nesta it is, though, who emerges with the ball. Pato will chase, along with Badstuber, who shows a very cool head. Brazilian-like skills from the centre-back. Here's Brafheid again. Runner-up in the Dutch league with Steve McLaren and FC 20 last season. Now it's Altintop. Gomez ahead of him. Altintop might not need him. He's gone all the way through. And in the end, Storari just about doing enough to snuff out the danger.
Was it through too easy there, Dave? Past every defender, waltzed past them. If it wasn't for Storari, it would have been in the back of the net. Poor defending.
It's all a little bit too easy, isn't it, at the moment? But still just 1-0. Gomez. This time the referee not bothered by the challenge from Nesta. He's taking a bit of a pounding in the first 28 minutes in a Bayern shirt.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to bother him. Looks as if he's enjoying it out there, and every time he gets tackled, in fairness, he goes down but gets up again. This is the run from Altintop. There's only the keeper was going to stop him. Certainly none of the defenders were. And Pirlo's chasing him back there. He fails to get a tackle in. Storari to the rescue with his knees.
He's come pretty close to scoring so far, Altintop, on a couple of occasions. Only got 2 goals in last season. Only got 2 goals in his career for his country. But Bayern might be about to get number 2 here themselves. It's Muller. Looking for Sosa. Favali had a chunk of his shirt in his hand. Here's Lahm. There's a packed penalty area, including Muller. And now Gomez, maybe. Well, it should have been.
Well, this is one-way traffic. I mean, this is Bayern at their best, and I think, to be honest, AC Milan at their very worst. Here's all the defenders. First of all, Muller gets a header in, unchallenged. And then Gomez at the back post just fails to keep the ball down. That could have and should have been 2-0.
Well, it's the
nowhere, Dave.
Well, yeah, and it's the Muller-Gomez 1-2 again, isn't it?
Well, there's going to be plenty more 1-2s from those two tonight. AC Milan defence is all over the place.
I think the only thing that's going to stop those two in full flight at the moment is if the manager wants to take them off at half-time. Certainly putting smiles on the Bayern Munich fans' faces here. Half an hour gone. The solitary goal from Thomas Muller separating these two sides, but there's been a golfing class so far.
Have you mentioned Ronaldinho yet?
Well, I haven't, but you've certainly given him a bit of stick.
I'm trying to give him a lift, Dave. That's me trying to lift his game. I just want to see, all football fans want to see some good things from, well, some great players. But you can't stroll around the pitch out there and expect things to happen for you.
Well, he was spotted at the age of 13 and scored all 23 goals in a 23-0 win once. That really put him on the footballing map.
Problem is, he's not 13 anymore.
Now, that was 16 years ago. And that is the trophy that we are playing for here. The Audi Cup, which has been described as a piece of contemporary design.
It's worth playing for, Dave. It looks like a cup and it's worth playing for. And as I said earlier, I thought before the game we'd be playing Bayern Munich. Nothing's changed my mind. And it's going to be a tough game for us tomorrow night. It is Munich.
Certainly it'll be quite a workout for whoever plays at centre-half for United, with the likes of Gomez and Muller. There's Ronaldinho. Right on cue.
Offside.
Well, he's part of a Brazilian heartbeat to this team, really, along with Pato and, of course, the manager now, Leonardo, who's played his football in Brazil and France and Spain, Japan and Italy, with Milan, of course. He has spent the whole 32 or so minutes right on the edge of his technical area. Doesn't seem to be a manager who shouts a lot, though. Perhaps there's a lot of thinking going on in that Brazilian head.
That'll change, Dave, as the season gets underway.
Zambrotta closer to the corner flag than the goal in the end. Shows his attacking intentions.
Well, he's never been scared to get forward, Zambrotta, and over the years been exceptionally good at it. But I think tonight defending's a priority for him.
Not a strike that Franz Beckenbauer would have been proud of, I'm sure. Plenty of dignitaries here tonight in the Allianz Arena, and they're watching a good Bayern Munich side so far. Franjic and Sosa involved again, and Gomez it was who was testing Nesta.
Well, once again, they're getting in so easy down the flanks, through the middle. Any way they want to get past this AC Milan defence, they're managing to achieve it.
Now look at the height in there, waiting for this corner. Gomez and Muller, joined by Van Booten and Badstuber. Someone's got to get ahead on it. In the end, it took Muller rather by surprise.
It wasn't a great corner into that near post. Didn't really give the big players that you mentioned, Dave, a chance to get on the end of it.
Van Bommel quite literally taking the law into his own hands and getting a card for his troubles for the challenge on Abate, who, to be honest, has hardly kicked a ball in this game so far, and Van Bommel wasn't going to let him do so there either.
Well, unfortunately for Van Bommel, letter of the law says you must get booked.
No doubt in the referee's mind. And the first card of the game to the Dutchman. This half seems to have flown by. There's only 10 minutes to go to the break. It's still only 1-0 as well.
It's been one way right throughout this first half. 34 minutes. In all Bayern Munich, we've seen one half chance. Pato really could have scored. Apart from that, it's been all Bayern Munich.
This Bayern Munich side in Germany have really set the pace for many years. The country's most successful club, 21 times Bundesliga's winners and European champions 4 times. Milan can trump that, though, with 7 European Cups. Plenty of work for Leonardo to do if they're going to do well in European and domestic competitions this season. Here goes Pranjic. Back towards Sosa. Well, we said that Gomez had been taking a bit of a beating from Milan players. Now he's getting it off his own team as well.
I don't think this was going to test the goalkeeper anyway from Sosa. Wasn't much power in the shot. Does hit Gomez, but couldn't really see Storari being worried by that attempt.
At least he can smile. And to be fair, he and his teammates have had plenty of reasons to smile in the first 35 minutes. Here's Jankulovski to Abate. Now Pirlo. Flamini. Abate again. Now Flamini to Ronaldinho. He's being pulled all over the park there by a combination of Van Booten and also Altintop. Ball not taken from the right blade of grass in the opinion of the referee. And the cheer is for the Bayern players warming up, including Bastian Schweinsteiger. These fans are passionate about their team, aren't they? They're the kind of fans, though, who get behind you when things are going well, but they don't hide their opinions when things aren't going so well.
No, but I think they've been patient with Bayern over the last couple of seasons, Dave, to be honest with you. They've underachieved in European football, certainly last season in the Bundesliga. And this support expect them to win it. Didn't win it. Wolfsburg, as you mentioned earlier, won it. Expecting more from them this season. I think they're going to get more from them.
Well, the highlight of last term for Bayern Munich was the Champions League against Sporting Lisbon. People thought it might be quite tight. It was 12-1 on aggregate in the end.
Well, I think as a result of that scoreline against Barcelona, everyone expected them to give Barcelona a decent game, but it wasn't the case.
Here's Ronaldinho. He was given no time on the ball there, was he? But Pirlo gets it back towards him. Now it's Pato. Now it's Abate. And that just shows how fragile the lead is for Bayern Munich. If that had snuck inside the post, 1-1 would have been a very unfair scoreline.
Well, it wasn't the best of shots from Abate, but as you say, David, could have been on target. Could have been a problem for the goalkeeper. Bobbling shot.
Hans-Jörg Butt has not really been tested since dropping a clanger in the opening few minutes. He used to play with Dimitar Berbatov at Bayer Leverkusen, the Munich goalkeeper. Here's Storari, who also had a shaky start. But has come to his team's rescue a couple of times so far in this first half, which has just over 6 minutes to run. Pirlo looking for Pato. Maybe a few more encouraging signs from Milan in the last couple of minutes.
Well, they're playing a little bit better, Dave, but once again, that ball to Pato, no support. If Pato had got on the ball, just look, Ronaldinho, he's way outside left, made no attempt to get in and support him. And really, Pato up front he's up front on his own at this moment in time.
Space aplenty for Lahm here. Gomez, Muller and Sosa in the middle. And it was the boot of Pranjic who belted the ball high and wide. Another one of the new signings. Pranjic signed from Heerenveen, the 27-year-old Croatian, but it was Lahm who did all the work there. Many people expect to perhaps see him in a United shirt over the last few years.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of talk about Philip Lahm coming to Old Trafford. Another adventurous attacking fullback.
Here's Lahm again to Altintop. Sosa. Through to Gomez. Looking for his partner Muller. Now it's Pranjic. Chance for two. He could have gone down there. It's Gomez. Well, he's coming closer and closer, isn't he?
Well, just once again, though, Dave, it's too easy for Bayern. Plenty of time, plenty of space. Look at Gomez, picks this ball up here, edge of the box. Lovely 1-2. This could have been a penalty kick. Well, if he just decided to go down there, the referee would have to appoint it to the spot. Slight contact from Zambrotta. Control wasn't the best. Lunging tackle from Zambrotta. Oh, Pranjic has just decided to go down. He'd got a penalty kick.
Well, the question is that where it's good to see a player carry on, or is he a fool? Should he have got a penalty?
Oh, if I'd have seen Zambrotta coming at me at the pace he was, I'd have waited for the tackle to come in and gone down. It would have set penalty.
The Audi Cup, which we are all fighting for here, if you like, in this pre-season tournament. These sides trying to put down a marker in European football for the coming campaign. Well, deserved his goal. Seems to have got a bit of a bump on the way. Abate. Shot down again by Van Bommel, who is very much on the referee's radar, having picked up that yellow card. Maybe that's why it hurt.
It does hurt, Dave, I can assure you.
Jankulovski back to Abate. And AC Milan really firing blanks up front at the moment. Take a glance at their bench and you see the likes of Inzaghi, Marco Borriello as well, Davide De Genero. They're all there, ready to get their run out in the second half. And perhaps it says a little bit about the ease of the game so far for Bayern Munich that we now have a Mexican wave in full flow.
Well, that's what you can tell. It is easy, can't you? People get distracted and start their Mexican wave, and
here's Pirlo. Jankulovski. Favali to Ronaldinho. And making inroads in the Bayern half for the first time in a while. Pirlo again trying to probe and find the gap. Favali's in it, but he's offside, and that won't count.
Well, he's looking at the referee's assistant as much as say you've got it wrong, but I think he's got it spot on. Valley just a yard or two offside.
Well, pre-season's all about fun, isn't it? As long as you're winning, I suppose.
Well, they're winning Bayern Munich, but they haven't won the game yet, Dave. I mean, I know the home crowd can look back and look at the opening 43 minutes with a great deal of confidence, but while it's 1-0, there's still that chance that the AC Milan gets a goal and get back into the game.
Leonardo exasperated by the decision against Favali there, but he was almost in a different postcode to the Bayern Munich defence. Miles offside, and it's Gomez who gets the free kick off Zambrotta there. Something of nothing, really. Everything seems to be going his way at the moment. He's got just under a minute to get a goal before half-time for himself. Pranjic to Gomez. Again, Lahm with the pitch all to himself in that corner. It's up towards Gomez. Pranjic pokes it on to Sosa. Gomez again, maybe. It's all hands to the pump at the back for Milan.
Well, I can understand why, Dave, because they're not tracking people running, and Gomez there just come off Nesta, got the ball at his feet, and Nesta stood still and just watched him. And from then on, there was confusion in the Milan defence. Eventually, they clear the ball for a corner.
And it was a poor corner. To be fair, none of the set pieces, or certainly not the corners, have really covered anyone in any glory. And Milan certainly haven't. Chaos and confusion at the back for them, but quality up front for Bayern Munich, who lead by a solitary goal from young Thomas Müller. He and strike partner Mario Gomez have pulled all the strings for Bayern Munich, who've been very comfortable and should lead by more than 1-0.
The GAA All-Ireland Championships this weekend, live on Setanta Sports. It comes down to the quarter-finals as the qualifiers battle it out with the provincial champions for a place in the semi-finals.
Confidence sky high. That's a magnificent score, mesmerising stuff.
the GAA All-Ireland Football Championship quarter-finals. This weekend, live on Setanta Sports.
It's been a while, really, since AC Milan looked as shaky as they did in the first half. I think many people would agree, but they certainly have plenty on the bench to change things if Leonardo wants to do so. Bayern Munich very much in the ascendancy, but with just the one goal to show for their supremacy in the first half. It's worth pointing out, really, that when you see some of these players, you know they come with big reputations. You've certainly picked one out in the first 45 minutes who's not quite cutting it at the moment in the game here at the Allianz Arena. What do we expect from this second half? And should I ask, dare I ask, how many substitutions we're going to have to put up with in the coming minutes?
Well, I'll be surprised, Dave, if the Milan manager starts the second half with the team that finished the first half, because they were poor in every department and no sign of it improving. All right, they'd one or two attacks towards the end of the first half, but by and large, I mean, they were absolutely shocking in the first 45 minutes. So I'd expect Milan to make a few changes. And I think Bayern Munich as well played well in the first 45. Their manager will feel that he can make some changes and not affect the team a great deal.
I think we will see changes. And Milan have brought a massive squad here for this game. It's worth mentioning as well that a couple of the strikers who we're not seeing for Bayern Munich tonight, they're not on the bench either, the likes of Miroslav Klose and also Ivica Olic, the Croatian, one of the new signings from Hamburg. Neither of them are on the bench tonight for Bayern Munich, so they do have plenty of attacking talent that we're not seeing, like Luca Toni and Ribery as well. But so far, it's so good for them, and Milan with plenty to mull over. What do you think Leonardo has been saying at half-time, and how do you think he's been saying it? Because he doesn't look like one of those managers who'll throw teacups at the walls.
Well, I get that impression, Dave, but what you just said is what Leonardo will be like. He'll be cool and calm. But this Milan team, they need livening up a little bit. You can't stroll through 45 minutes of any game, even be it a pre-season game, and expect it to be acceptable. It's not acceptable, and it's been a stroll for them in the first 45 minutes for Bayern Munich, simply because the Milan players have strolled around. You've got to get your act together, you've got to get moving, you've got to get some fitness into your game.
Looks like there's going to be one change for Bayern Munich, and that is that Sebastian Schweinsteiger is readying himself for action. A player that perhaps we were surprised not to see in the starting 11 for Louis van Gaal here tonight. Manager in his first game in charge at the Allianz Arena. That seat will be his home for the next 4 years if things go according to plan. And so far, they have in this one. He also has many substitutes to pick from, including new signing Anatoly Timoshuk. It looks like the sharp eyes of Lou Macari have picked out that Edson Braafheid is the man to go off.
He's the one to go off, Dave. I don't see Schweinsteiger starting at left back, though.
It looks like there's been a reshuffle at the back. And Schweinsteiger will start on the left-hand side of midfield, as we would expect. And also, your friend Ronaldinho has obviously had enough and has been replaced at half-time by Marco Borriello. We saw warming up, actually, going through his paces during the half-time break. Ronaldinho has obviously been a little bit too busy for himself in the first half. Gattuso coming on as well for Jankulovski. It's Bayern Munich who get the second half underway. They will hope that it continues very much as the first half went. Vastly superior. A good finish as well from Thomas Muller, who was vital up front with new signing Mario Gomez. Milan with a lot to do to impress their fans and to get back into this game as well. Not quite changes galore, but a few to keep us busy there at half-time, Lou.
Well, Ronaldinho's no surprise to me. I like to see good players out in the field and like to see them perform, but he made no attempt in the first 45 minutes to get involved. I mean, he didn't even break sweat. So it's no surprise to him for him not to come out for the second half.
The duel between Van Bommel and Abate continues. That one's simmering nicely, isn't it, with Van Bommel on a yellow card already. And this is where all the changes will take place. Plenty of them being planned as well by both managers. We've already discussed the fact that Milan have only really brought in Oguchi on Yewu. Bayern have brought in Gomez there. He's had an impressive first half. But also striker Ivica Olic, and Daniel Pranjic, who we've seen already. Edson Braafheid as well. And also Andreas Baumjohann, who is another substitute tonight, along with Timoshuk.
Look at the strikers Bayern have got for this season. It's quite frightening. Apart from the two we're watching tonight, Gomez and Müller, the three you mentioned, Dave, are top-class players. Closer, a great reputation, goal scorer as well. Olic has done well in the goal-scoring department. And Luca Toni, for all his faults, he can score goals.
Here goes Flamini. Good strong challenge there by Philipp Lahm, who really hasn't had too much defending to do in the game so far. Pirlo with a clothesline to stop Hamid Altintop in his tracks. We've not seen Pirlo have the space that he normally uses so well.
It's just a slap of his left hand into the face of Altintop. No doubt about it being a free kick.
Well, he'll certainly fire them up a little bit, won't he? Gennaro Gattuso will be battling against Altintop there. Gattuso's nickname, the Snarling Dog. Used to play at Rangers.
Yes.
Didn't make too many friends while he was up there, I don't think, with his challenges, but always someone who puts in 100%.
There's no doubt about that, Dave. Wholehearted player.
Offside flag, the only thing that stops Müller on his way to his second. Really is a player who's come from nowhere for Bayern Munich, really. No one was talking about him 2 years ago, but all of a sudden, he is the talk of the town. He's made his mark on this game so far. And the substitute for Milan, Borriello, very firmly put in his place by Daniel Van Booten, who managed to beat United 4-1 and lose 4-2 in his time at Manchester City. He's a cool customer, isn't he, Leonardo?
Well, I think pre-season, Dave, you can afford to be like that, but there's a long, difficult season ahead of Leonardo and his team.
Altintop. Here's Lahm again. No one seems to pick him up when he runs forward. Favali got in the way, though. And it's a chance for the 6-foot brigade for Bayern Munich to make their way into the box. Plenty of them as well. And Sosa is charged with trying to find them.
The last two corner kicks of the first half, Dave, were poor. Get that ball into that 6-yard box, allow the big guns to get forward.
Sosa with it. Gomez the target. 40 Gattuso here. And Flamini. Again, he had more than a bite at Van Booten. He was less than pleased. Sosa forward from Müller, who's onside. And he was quite happy to accept the corner from Favali.
Delivery from the corners has got to be better, even the one a minute ago. Way to the back post, overhit. He's going to drop this around that 6-yard box.
Needs a better corner, doesn't he, Sosa? And that's straight down the throat of Marco Stolari. Surely that was a push, yeah. Certainly didn't disguise it very well. Abate was sinned against. Pushed by Pranjic, who's moved back into that left-back slot since the arrival of Schweinsteiger. Pirlo out to Favali. Sticking away from Altintop. And finding Van Bommel, though. Sosa back to Lahm. Now Tintop, nice footwork from Bayern Munich, and Muller is chopped down by Nesta, not for the first time.
Well, this must be a yellow card, surely, for Nesta. Certainly the home support looking for one.
Well, Gunter Pearl has kept his cards in his pocket apart from that yellow to Van Bommel. I don't think many people would have complained if he'd brandished a yellow for that challenge, though.
Well, it's late and it's clumsy and it's actually a free kick, but I'm surprised it's not a yellow card.
33 years old now, Alessandro Nesta. Van Bommel, Schweinsteiger, looking for Pranjic. 3 to aim at in the middle, one of them's Gomez here. Back to Pranjic. Lahm, again nobody in white with him. Tintop, looking for Gomez. Schweinsteiger keeps it alive, now Sosa. Tintop again. Dangerous ball whipped in, and Storari had to take command of his 6-yard box and did.
That's a great ball in from Tintop, right into the near post. Driven hard and low.
Well, it's very much as was, isn't it, with Bayern coming out the stronger at the start of the second half. Milan still struggling to get a foothold in this one.
They still need that second goal, though. So that was in the back of the net. There's hope for Milan.
Schweinsteiger. Started out wide, but he's become more central in the last few minutes. Touch to Muller. They'll get a corner. It'll be interesting to see who takes it. It is Sosa, who will continue to take the corners despite the poor delivery so far.
And I think sooner or later, Dave, one of the big defenders are going to get ahead to one of these corners.
Quite a pack developing, waiting for this set piece. Storari came and only got a slightest of touches to it. Rather like the Milan performance so far, far than convincing. Now Lahm does well to keep it in. Easy for Storari. Obviously, the last few years for AC Milan, the success has been tainted by the match-fixing problems in Italy. Rather muddied the waters in Italian football. The team were docked points and taken out of the Champions League. Damage reputations of teams and players, that kind of thing. Has rather taken the momentum away from the team, perhaps, in recent seasons. Here's Favali. Borriello back to him. Now Pato. And still got another chance to get onto the ball. It was a challenge from Bad Stauber. It's just not quite happening, is it?
No, it's not happening for Milan, but in fairness, a little bit better than the first 45 minutes. But still Bayern looking the most likely. Certainly if they get that second goal, Dave, can't see any way back for Milan then. I'm going to hang on in here and hope they get a break or two at some stage of the game.
Here's Sosa. Gomez with a heavy touch, which allowed Nesta back into things. Silva to Zambrotta, who again was caught napping. Chance perhaps for Gomez. Oh, it should have been two. They are creating chances at will, Bayern Munich. They're just not taking them.
Well, once again, it's crazy defending from AC Milan, knocking the ball about at the back and not clearing the lines, and eventually they pay for it, hanging on to the ball. Zambrotta dispossessed. Lovely little through ball, and really Gomez should have scored. How did he manage to miss this? 12 yards out, goal at his mercy, misses the target.
Well, it seemed harder to put it where he put it. Surely Bayern Munich will get two, and surely it'll be Gomez who gets it. We will have to wait and see. Abate, Pato, Borriello. And that's Altintop. Gomez through the middle again. Altintop forgot to take the ball with him. Under pressure from Favali, which was unfair. Here's Schweinsteiger. Lahm again on the run, on the right. Back to Altintop. And now Pjanic. Gomez. Desperately trying to get into the middle to cause some more trouble. There he is. Well, it wasn't the most subtle of pushes, was it?
Well, that's his second mistake of the night. First one we just seen a minute ago. Just an absolute sitter of a goal, and blatant push in the back.
Wonder what he makes of it all. Mr. Ribéry, Monsieur Ribéry, 14 goals last term. Still just 26.
Well, he's just been blasted by Franz Beckenbauer, hasn't he, in the papers about his commitment to Bayern.
Abate. And towards Borriello. And you just wonder what kind of route this game would take if Milan did get an equaliser now. Schweinsteiger bundled off it by Pato. Lahm. Same two as usual to aim at. One's Gomez. Oh, it was just poked wide by Silva, who very nearly embarrassed himself, but in the end it was a good clearance.
I'm not so sure he knew a great deal about this, but did clear the ball. That's what was required. And once again, Philipp Lahm, too much room, allows to get in a dangerous ball. And good clearance from Silva.
Sosa with a corner again. Dangerous one in. Storari with fingertips and then the palms of his hands. Does a good job. Pirlo not for the first time caught on the ball. The referee didn't see the foul. The official on our side, Joseph Meyer, did.
Well, it wasn't a foul, that's why the referee didn't see it, Dave. The referee's assistant for me, he's got this one wrong. Pirlo dwelt on the ball, got caught in possession.
I dare say Jose Ernesto Sosa would agree with you. He was the guilty party in the eyes of the official. Watch out. No fewer than 5 changes about to be made by Bayern Munich. Get your pens ready. Meantime, Milan free kick. And it's fair to say they're not all rushing forward in white, are they?
I don't think as many of the Milan players can rush anywhere anymore, Dave. Certainly what we've seen tonight, it's a carry on from last season where they disappointed.
Well, they've got a corner. And now a few more people are interested in getting forward. Pjanic with the challenge. Leonardo is yet to line up his changes. Zambrotta it was who burst forward, and Pirlo will take the corner. And as far as Abate, Schweinsteiger deemed to have been pulled down. Perhaps the word that sums up Ignacio Abate's game is frustration.
You're right, Dave, there's 5 changes about to be made. And that's a team that's winning as well.
So we're about to see new signings: Baumjohann, Timoshuk, and then regulars Di Michaelis, Breno and Ottel. Altintop. Lahm. Muller there to help out. Gomez in the middle. Back with Van Bommel. Now Pranjic. Mario Gomez lurking dangerously. Look at Lahm. Look at the space he's got. Quite alarming defending by the Italians. Altintop. Lahm again. Schweinsteiger looking for the fullback's run. And the flick on from Gomez very nearly found it.
Philip Lahm, he should just play outside right for the remainder of this game, because every time he moves forward, acres of room, no one there to mark him, and he's given every opportunity to get the ball into the box from dangerous positions.
He's played to set Borriello away, but he's not going to get to that one. Badstuber with the challenge. And here come the changes. All for the home side. Quite a lineup as well. Waiting to take to the field. Di Michaelis, Breno, Ottel, Baumjohann and Timoshuk will come on for, looks like Altintop. Van Bommel as well. This is where it all gets a little bit confusing for everybody. AC Milan also readying a few players, including new signing Oguchi Onyewu. This is when pre-season friendlies get difficult.
Well, I'm just deleted everybody in the team sheet there. I've just... Van Bouten's going off, Badstuber's going off. Oh my God, who's coming on?
Need to start all over again with a new piece of paper.
Van Bommel's gone off, Altintop's gone off.
There's the new hope of the Milanese fans, Oguchi Onyewu. Best known to us, perhaps, for the 11 games he played at Newcastle United. Just signed from Standard Liège. And also, interestingly enough, we're going to see Massimo Oddo. There he is, trotting on. He was on loan here last season, so knows the ground well enough, and I'm sure that's why the fans gave him a decent reception as he comes on. There's Timoshuk, who played against United in the Super Cup for Zenit St. Petersburg. Let the chaos begin. Away by Pranjic. Oddo with the ball back. Breno underneath it. I suppose this is what a manager would describe as trying out new combinations in certain areas of the field.
Without a doubt, Dave. I mean, he's confident enough to throw these players on. I mean, it's 1-0 and they're in control, but certainly not past the post yet, and you would have thought they'd be waiting till they're almost certainly in the final. But the manager's decided he's going to give a few players a go, and I think our manager, who'll still be at the game, he'll be hoping Milan get an equaliser here, and it's Milan we're playing in tomorrow night's final. Somehow or other, I can't see it, but I'll be hoping that will be the case.
Here we go, Munich again. Muller in the centre, might fall to Timoshuk. In the end, it's Flamini back in his own box. Again, Munich this time with a new combination of players, easily cutting through the Italian backline.
They certainly need that second goal just to wrap things up.
Yellow. Hit the deck and didn't get anything for it. Bounds your hand to Pranjic. Timashuk wants the ball. Here he is. Philip Lahm as ever making the run outside. And it's interesting that Van Gaal has left on his two strikers, Muller and Gomez, who might be in here. And it's on Yewu with his first meaningful touch to scoop the ball away from danger.
It's too easy once again, though, for the home side. Playing some good football, but quite easily carving AC Milan defence open again.
Your butt in the Bayern Munich goal has been a spectator, really, hasn't he? I think we've done more work than he has tonight.
I remember making a save, Dave, to be honest with you. Really isn't good enough from any Italian side, but when you're playing in a pre-season tournament, you want plenty of shots at goals, you want to be active, you want to be involved in the game. And the truth of the matter is, that hasn't been the case for AC Milan.
Pranjic. He's going to ask a lot of him to get to that one. Well, it shows what he believes is the strength of the Bayern Munich squad. The number of changes he's made, and in fact, a lot of the players brought on are household names. He has asked for patience this season from the fans, and time will tell whether he'll get it or not. This is a Bayern side who have recently lost Lucio and Timburovski, Lucas Podolski as well, and Zé Roberto moved on to pastures new. Here's Timashuk. Back to Philip Lahm. Just been comfortable, haven't they?
Well, I think with the final being tomorrow night, Dave, they're trying to keep some of the strength for that game, probably, and hope they can stroll through the remaining 22 minutes. It is a dangerous game to play, but that's the way it seems to be at this moment.
We talked about a few of the players Milan have lost. They've, of course, lost the services of David Beckham. What he would make of the midfield tonight. Here's Gomez. Muller arriving late in the box, almost to very good effect. Incidentally, David Beckham has said he may well come back to AC Milan, possibly in November at the end of the MLS season. 2 goals for him last season, the same number, in fact, that Shevchenko got.
Well, I can imagine David Beckham in this team being one of the stars, to be honest with you, Dave. I mean, that passing ability that David's got, that won't leave him. And this team's crying out for anything. I don't see anybody in the midfield that you get the impression can pass that ball about as good as Beckham. And I think they've got problems all over the pitch.
Bayern playing with a bit of a swagger at the moment. And the crowd responding to it. Schweinsteiger turning away from Abate. O'Toole back to Breno. Now Schweinsteiger again, who seems to be desperate to get involved. Lovely ball to Lahm. And there's a massive gap at left back for Milan. Lahm tries to make the most of it. Looks for support. He finds Muller, who's very unlucky not to get anything out of it.
Well, it really is ridiculous, the amount of space that Philip Lahm's getting down the right-hand side of the pitch. Acres of space. Once again, delivered into the box. Not bad at all. Thomas Muller with a shot. He was a bit unlucky as well. That second goal does come, Dave. It's game, set and match.
Timoshuk with a very robust challenge on Zambrotta. The referee wasn't a fan of it. It's actually been a Timoshuk shirt in space, worn by a cosmonaut by the name of Yuri Malenchenko. Sure you wouldn't have slept if you didn't know that.
Obviously a big fan of Timoshuk, is he?
I would imagine so. Here's Otto. Now Gattuso, who never likes to lose. No doubt about that. On Yewu. We've spoken of a language barrier at Milan. Not many English speakers there. Zambrotta. Tangling with Lam, and now Di Michaelis comes away with it. Straight at Flamini there. Looked up and didn't see too many options in white. Borriello.
I don't think that's going to be Milan's problem this season, Dave, not being able to speak English. I think it's what they've got on the pitch. I mean, they really have got a strange assortment of, well, players that are probably past their best. A couple of young players that maybe are not up to it at this moment in time, and it's not going to really get you anywhere, I'm afraid. Certainly not in Serie A.
Well, they've got an impressive footballing CV. 17 league titles, 7 times European Cup winners, but at the moment, very much Bayern Munich calling the tune here.
Well, that CV certainly is from the past, and no sign of what we're seeing on this pitch tonight of any great hope for the future for me. I saw them play Celtic a couple of times, once in the San Siro, and it was 0-0 at full time, and Celtic easily held their own, and unfortunately for Celtic on the night, Kaka popped up in extra time and got the important goal that got them through. But even that night, I have to say that night, Paolo Maldini, who was 38 at the time, was by far their best player, closely followed by Inzaghi, who's 35.
They have been criticised for being a team of pensioners. But some young blood, younger blood coming on. Zambrotta is leaving us. Luca Antonini comes on. Di Gennaro as well for Abate. And Kaladze is about to enter the fray as well. In place of Silva, who very nearly put the ball in his own net a while ago. Kaladze, another one in his 30s. This is where your nice neat team sheet at the beginning of the game just turns into a forest of arrows and lines and numbers.
You're right, Dave. Lines, numbers all over the place. How many substitutions have we had? Over 10.
Oh, definitely. Organised chaos, I'm told. Most of the organisation has come from the Germans. A tester for Sterari, that. Responded well, but it went straight to Timoshuk, and now Lam. Di Gennaro getting the challenge in on Otto.
It's a smart move, sorry Dave, smart move from the Bayern manager. He realises that, well, Manchester United possibly tomorrow night for them, and as a result got a few players off, got a few players on, keeping them as fresh as he can.
It's funny though, isn't it? We've been saying it'll be Bayern for a while. There's Schweinsteiger trying to make the final a certainty for Bayern Munich. He certainly hit that one.
Well, it's a decent shot from Schweinsteiger. Not a Milan defender closing them down. Plenty of time to look at the target. Just over the bar.
We've been saying, or actually I'll pass the buck and say you've been saying for about half an hour now, or maybe even 40 minutes, that Bayern will play United tomorrow. It's normally when you say something like that, you live to regret it, and the other team goes back and has a say in things, but it's not happened, has it?
Oh, I said it earlier, Dave, I said it before the game with Haley, that I saw AC Milan in America just recently in the last week or so, and they were dead on their feet. They just weren't getting about the pitch, didn't really have anything to offer, and I couldn't see any reason why it would be any different tonight. And it certainly has been no different. I know the scoreline's only 1-0, but this game should be well and truly over. And AC Milan out of sight.
Here's Di Gennaro. Antonini trying to make headway down that side. Stopped by Timoshuk. Now it's Di Gennaro again. He's done well with the substitute. What price an equaliser after everything we've just said?
Well, I still think it's a long shot, Dave. Don't see where it's going to come from. Although in football you can get a break and you can get that equaliser, but it's certainly not deserved.
Pirlo has 6 white shirts to aim at. Plenty making the move into the box. Goalkeeper wasn't sure whether to come or stay at home. Now it's out with Pato, who'll get another free kick off Timoshuk, who is certainly not afraid to make a challenge or two.
It was a bit of a clumsy challenge from Timoshuk, just putting more pressure on his defenders.
Pirlo is always on hand to take these for Milan. Again, plenty forward on Yewu is in there. It's aimed towards him. It's Flamini, and it very nearly snuck under the bar. Di Michaelis was the man to clear the danger. Would have been the most unlikely of equalising goals from perhaps one of the most unlikely scorers.
Well, I thought this looked almost certain to go out for a goal kick, but Flamini manages to keep it in somehow or other and panic in that Bayern defence probably for the first time this evening.
There's Gattuso. Not too far away from Borriello that time. AC Milan with just over 10 minutes to go, suddenly woken up. Antonini. Now Gattuso. Now Kaladze. Now trying to rouse a crucial second goal from Bayern Munich. Schweinsteiger with the ball. He's come the closest in the last 5 or 10 minutes for Bayern. Now Lahm. Timoshuk. Slightly short towards Lahm.
Well, certainly if the score stays as it is, Dave, a dream final for the sponsors. Without a doubt, before the games took place. Man United, Bayern Munich, that's what they wanted. Looks as if that's what they're going to get.
Bound your hand to Schweinsteiger. Might fancy another dig at goal here. Oh, he's waltzing all the way through. Well, it's too good from Schweinsteiger, but a lot of questions about the Milan defence. The German substitute fires Bayern Munich into the final of the Audi Cup, where they will face Manchester United, and Milan will do well to avoid the wooden spoon.
Oh, this is quite incredible for a team that comes from Italy, a country that's renowned for its defending and its defenders. So easy for Schweinsteiger, waltzing past 2, 3 or 4 of them. Look where he picks this ball up, edge of the box, past the first one, inside the second one, past another one, into the back of the net. Great strike. That's Bayern in the final.
Just too easy, wasn't it? Just too easy.
Lying on the floor, Dave. Look at the so-called challenges. There's one down, another one down. And right into the corner.
As the number 31 plants the ball past Storari, the number 33 for Bayern Munich, the €30 million signing Gomez has left us, replaced by the French young striker Sae Sen, who will play the last 10 minutes, cutting a giant figure up front. There he is. He will be a danger from set pieces at one end and a real help at the other.
He's done well this evening, Mario Gomez.
Pirlo. Oh, ho, ho. It's a belter. It's out of absolutely nowhere. Hans-Jörg Butt, well, was flapping to say the least, wasn't he? Milan suddenly have a way back in with 10 minutes to go.
Well, they shouldn't have a way back in. This is a terrible blunder from the goalkeeper. Look at the free kicks, an easy one. Up he goes, fails to catch the ball into the back of the net. Oh, some sort of lifeline for AC Milan. We'll see now what they're made of, but another blunder. Terrible blunder by the goalkeeper.
Here goes Sene. Wonderful strength from him. Muller to aim at, and look at Gattuso. Well, two of the old guard involved in quick succession. Pirlo with the effort that was well hit, but then awfully fielded by the goalkeeper, and Gattuso now feels his side can perhaps snatch a draw. Very embarrassed goalkeeper, I think, Hans-Jörg Butt. Johan's corner, away by Famini. Very late dying swan dive from substitute Ottel. Good night's work for Gomez, though.
Well, he's put himself about and he's looked the part. He's saving himself for tomorrow night now. Big test for whoever we play centre-half tomorrow night, Dave. Going to be young Craig Cathcart. Big test from him.
Well, indeed, he, of course, started at the half of the defence against Boca Juniors. What an experience for a young player like Craig Cathcart, on loan at Plymouth last season. And up against the likes of Juan Roman Riquelme tonight in the Allianz Arena. What a change. And that's how younger players grow at a club like United.
I would take it Vidic wouldn't be fit for tomorrow night, and he didn't play this evening. You think he wouldn't be available for tomorrow, would you?
We'll wait for an update on Nemanja Vidic, who was expected to start tonight.
Well, we've seen a howler tonight, Dave, from two goalkeepers, which I think was the biggest one. A howler from Butt and the goal that Valencia scored.
Well, I think Hans-Jörg Butt has to take the award tonight. When strong hands rather were needed, it was sort of trying to caress the ball, wasn't he, away from the goal. But it's given us a game for the last 7 minutes, perhaps. Nemanja Vidic, we were talking about before, with a slight calf injury. Well, he wasn't risked tonight. And Wes Brown, taken off, of course, early on in the game, replaced by Rio Ferdinand with a thigh injury. So we wait to see on their fitness in the longer term in this competition. Here goes Baumjohann, Muller in there again. Absolutely clattered into the back of Luca Antonini.
Well, I think you can safely rule Vidic and Wes out for tomorrow night then, Dave.
Last 5 minutes or so. Milan with a surprise goal. Perhaps put a tiny bit of pressure on Bayern Munich in the closing stages of this one. Here's Schweinsteiger again. Now Baumjohann. Timashuk. Taken away from by Antonini, and that will be a throw-in. Beautifully mimed by Mr. Lou Macari up here in the commentary box in the Allianz Arena. I'm sure he has sympathy for his opposite number, Hans-Jörg Butt. Both goalkeepers looking nervous in the early stages of this game. Baumjohann trying to escape from Antonini. Pato is the target, might get it from Borriello, but the flag has beaten him, and that must have been touch and go. Very tight.
Well, this is a close call. Referee's assistant on the far side, there he is, no hesitation, flag went up.
Georg Schalk it was who made the decision. Very interesting to see that one again. I'm not sure if we will from our German broadcasting friends.
So if it stays this way, it will be United and Bayern Munich in the final of the Audi Cup. Boca Juniors will play AC Milan for third place. Both games live on MUTV tomorrow. And it should be two intriguing battles, really, between fairly matched teams.
Well, I can guarantee one intriguing battle, Dave. Ourselves versus Bayern. I'm not so sure about the other one.
Here's Philip Lahm. Timashek there to help out. Instead, it's Ottel. I'm just trying to wait for that gap. Gennaro with the challenge. Here goes Lahm again. Dangerous crossing, and it very nearly turned into a shot. And Storari clawed at it without perhaps getting a touch. Lahm, who's had so much space all night, almost paying.
Well, you'd have thought after 86 minutes, Dave, they'd have done something about it. He's bombed down this right-hand side of the pitch for 86 minutes, most of the time unopposed, and delivered some dangerous balls into the box. That one there wasn't the most dangerous he's delivered, because it went over the crossbar, but before that, smashed him high into the box, smashed him low across the face of the box, all sorts of deliveries, and been a big, big problem to AC Milan.
Flamini. Pato, bit of space for him. Well, optimistic to say the least.
Well, I think you've seen Pirlo score from the same distance. I thought he'd have a go, but way off target.
It's one of those, if it flies in, you're an absolute hero, but more often than not, it flies horribly wide. Bayern just content to just play out the last few stages here, but they might add to their one goal lead. Here goes Sene. Nicely inside on Yewu. It's Sene. Good save by Storari. Muller. Beautifully unselfish. Beautifully created. Nice and easy for Sene. Nice and easy for Bayern Munich.
Well, he's happy. The crowd are happy. It is the dream final after all. Manchester United versus Bayern Munich. And certainly the two best teams on show tonight, Dave. Not in the first game, by far Manchester United head and shoulders above the team from Argentina, Boca Juniors. And likewise in this match. I think now it's a true reflection on the two teams. Certainly 2-1 wasn't. This is more like it, 3-1. Easy victory for Bayern.
The hands went up in desperation, looking for offside. It could get worse here. Down to the picture, it's bound to hand to Muller. 3 becomes 4. And it's a miserable night for Milan.
Well, in one way, I'm glad they've got an extra couple of goals Bayern, because I think then it shows the true reflection on the game. Difference between the two sides in quality and how short AC Milan are in every department, especially defensively. At the back, they're awful. I think this is highlighted by this goal as well. Where's the right back? Nowhere in sight. Easy 4th goal for Bayern Munich.
Well, it's been a shambolic evening for AC Milan, rather, at the back, hasn't it? Bayern Munich have just picked them apart tonight. It's taken a while for the goals to come, but they have come, and it's put a horrible seal on an awful night at the office for Milan. Thomas Muller was asked to step into the shoes of Frank Ribery tonight, and he did so in some style. 2 goals for him, 4 goals for Bayern Munich, including one from substitute Sene, the young French striker. The home fans will go home happy. Milan have a lot of work to do. Goals like this underline the problems they have. But that won't worry Louis van Gaal, who wins his first match in charge of Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena by 4 goals to 1.